Is Valentine's Day really a day of love, or is it just another marketing scheme? Hey, Jason here. And I wanted to talk about that with relationships today because, man, South Africa celebrates Valentine's Day. So far, every country in the world that I've been to celebrates this day. And this is one of the fakest days in the world. Like, there's nothing behind this except marketing. And I really want to talk about this because I feel like sometimes relationships are hindering on days that are not even important in real life. And because of those days, people, and by people, let me just go and say, like, sometimes some women or even some men who like to celebrate those, they feel like their partners isn't being loving or caring or, oh, I'm not special. And the reason why I want to talk about this because for the entire, what, 14 or 15 years CC and I was together, we never celebrated Valentine's Day. And most people don't know this. I actually hated Valentine's Day for like the longest because February 14th, 2001 was the day I went into the military. That was the day I signed my life away. Yeah, it was 2001. And it was pretty fun. Was it 2001 or 2001? Yes. And so it's funny because seeing it here, they have all the candies out, all the little so-called sales and all the things. They're putting the displays on the front. So they got the perfumes and the colognes and the Valentine Day wrap around it. And I was looking at it and I'm like, this is just so fake. This is one of the fakest days out here. And I don't mean it in a negative perspective. I mean it in, it brings no value to a relationship as a whole. Like, think about how much money is going to be spent or invested in these multi-billion-dollar corporations when that money could be invested in your future. That's money that could be going towards savings, money towards savings on an apartment or a house where you could be renting out and making extra income. Money that's being saved towards a car that can start bringing in extra income or you renting it out to someone driving on Uber. Like, we have to start really looking at relationships for what they are. And relationships, the reason why most of them fail is because of finances. Yet people are not realizing where they're being duped into throwing their finances away on stuff that does not even matter. Like, look how many people spend hundreds of thousands of dollars in the US on weddings. They literally go into debt to experience their day of love, the day like, oh, I love you so much, I want to go into all of this debt. And then 6 months later, they're usually hating each other because they're now both in debt. Neither one of them, both are realizing, how are we going to get out of this? Because yeah, your family and friends had a bunch of fun at your wedding, but they're not dealing with the financial burden that's left over. And we have to start looking at this in relationships. And this is one of the things where I feel like most men and women do not talk at all. They do not communicate about money. Money is the most important thing. If you want to do anything to celebrate Valentine's Day this year, talk about money with your partner. Ask them, you're like, hey, how much money would you be comfortable with if we had in savings? How much money would you like to see in our bank account on a daily basis? Do you want to have rental properties, rental income? Do you want to have something that we can leave and pass on to our family? Do you want a legacy? Do you want something? Like, we have to start asking these questions and talking about them because they're not going to just drop on our lap like most of us been taught to believe. You're not going to get lucky and win the lottery because even if you look at the historical statistics of lottery winners, most of them in less than a year they go broke and they're in a worse shape than they was before they won the lottery. Just getting a large sum of income, no matter where it comes from, if you're not mentally prepared for it and don't have the mindset to handle that money is going to go quick, man, real quick. And this is what a lot of people are not understanding. So if I could give you any advice for this year, especially for Valentine's Day, before you want to really just go out here and splurge on this nice meal, splurge on a new outfit, splurge on all these presents and stuff, sit down and talk to your partner about, like, hey, how do you want our life to look in the next 3 years? What would you like to do? Do you want to be able to go on cruises? Do you want to be able to go fly to other countries? Do you want to have a passport? Most people don't realize they can afford a passport, but don't think they can because They're spending their money on things that are not important. And then you start asking these things. And then if you have children, you start asking the question like, you know, do we want our kids to have anywhere near the same life that we have? Like, we have to talk about the finances. Finances make a relationship and break a relationship. If you don't have a strong financial ground, your relationship isn't going to make it. It don't matter how much you love each other. It don't matter if you was toddler sweethearts. You're not going to make it. We live in a money-driven world. We all need money to survive. You need money. You don't pay your bills with love. You pay your bills with money. And so, if we could just fill our bank accounts with love, most of us would be rich. However, we're not able to do that. So start talking about money this year. Change your routines. Change your patterns. If last year you did something real big for Valentine's Day, cool. Kudos. Hey, enjoy it. You did something that last year. But how about this year you do something different? Because the only way you're going to start changing is if you change yourself. And that's the key to growth, the key to success, and that's the key to having the life that you want to live. So I hope you like this. Hit the like button, share this with others, and I'll see you tomorrow.